Welcome to my channel. And I got a story to tell you how I almost went to jail. Before we get into that, we have to do a little backtracking to 8 years ago. I'm in San Diego. I got a driver's license. I lose it. At the time, I didn't have the 40 and I needed the ID fast. And I found out at DV, because of my income, I could get California ID for free. Okay, so I switched. That turns out to be the biggest mistake I ever made and could have cost me going to jail yesterday. You haven't seen me online because we had internet issues. We paid our bill, but they tried to have no record of it, and I had to call them and all this crap and argue and fight with them. So in the end, I ended up paying them the current bill plus that of $415 with them acknowledging if they discovered the mistake, which I got an email today they did. So next month I don't have to pay. Anyways, hold on, what is that number? 3743. Let's put this here. And everything was fine till I was coming back. And there's a cop behind me. Now, mind you, I've been driving over a year like this. I thought our registration tags were due this month. And they weren't. They were due over a year ago. I've been driving on expired tags. Yeah. Because I figured I'd get some kind of notice in the mail when it was time, right? Lesson learned. Okay, what number shall I do? In. And all of a sudden, I see the flashing lights. I says, oh, shit. But I ain't going to run. I pull over the side of the road as far as I can. He comes up. And he asks for their normal questions, right? I said to him, I wasn't speeding. He says, no, your tag's expired. They say 22. I says, no, it's 23. He goes, no. And he went back to double check. I says, well, I'm not calling you a liar. I just thought it was this month that I wouldn't be driving. He goes, is your car? I says, no, it's my mother's car. I says, I moved up here to take care of my mother, who is invalid. So I show him the registration. I show him proof of insurance. He asks if I had a driver's license. I says, nope. He goes, you got any ID on you? I said, nope. I don't give cops. I didn't tell him that, but I don't give cops my ID. And I didn't have it on me anyways. It says California. And he says, well, have you ever had a driver's license? I says, yep, in California. He says, you get to take it away? I said, nope. And I explained to him how I lost it. And when I went to replace it, I found out I could get a free ID if I give up my license. And I didn't know it was going to come up here. And I can't afford a car anyways. I was taking the bus, trolley, what have you. Hey, I don't need a driver's license. So I did. And he says, well, I'm not going to write you a station ticket today. I says, oh, I thought you was going to take me to jail. He says, oh, it's a jailable offense. I could take you to jail. But he says, I'm not going to. Just don't be driving the car till you get it straightened out. And he says, look, here, it's only $27. Okay. I get home. And I go to the DMV site. I put in the information. And it's saying I got to get hold of the assessor's office. I says, what the hell? I says, I know what it is. Mom's personal tax. Yeah, Arkansas charges you a personal check for living. That's right. If you live in Arkansas, you got to pay them $30 a year just to breathe their air. Anyways, this morning I call the tax people and I told them there, and she goes, oh yeah, your car, you still own the Honda? I says, yes. She still owns the Honda. Well, the reason I didn't receive anything from DMV, apparently in Arkansas, you have to have your car assessed. I says, what? She says, yeah. And I says, well, how do you do that? She says, two ways. You just call here. She says, now I fixed it. It's been assessed. You can go ahead and pay it. So that's what I did. But at least now I know, come next September, rather, is to call them to have the car assessed. I tell you, this state's crazy. But honey, when my mom passes, and hopefully it's not for a long time, but when she does, this girl going back to California. I mean, I could deal with earthquakes. It's the hurricanes I can't deal with. And hurricanes have come through the village. I mean, if one came down there, there's no place for me and Mom to go for shelter. There's no place that you could go to evacuate to. You're stuck. Anyway, so I had to get groceries. It's called Instacart. I still had a free delivery. Hold on, folks. And excuse that. Where was I? Yeah, there's no place. You're just SOL. Now, why don't I have a driver's license here? Well, why don't you ask Trump the dump? This is the only time you see me get political on here. That real birth certificate. I mean, he's totally made me feel like a foreigner in my own country. I have to get my birth certificate. And that's where comes the issue. They want 2 IDs. Well, I can't do that. I can't get Arkansas ID because of the real thing. Because the Trump did. And without a birth certificate, I can't go get my license. So, hold on. There, that solved that. Just scam. Hold on, folks. I usually turn off the phone when I go to film. I've never seen somebody get so many scam calls. I mean, and what worried me yesterday, if I was going to jail, there'd be no way of getting hold of my mother and letting her know, because my mother is vulnerable. She will believe anything they say to her. I caught her almost giving this person all the information. He was wanting her to go to the computer and put all this information in. She wasn't getting what he was saying. She had me the phone when he tried to tell me, and he was the electric company. I says, really? What's the name of the electric company? If you did, and he kept hedging. I says, look, if you are our electric company, you know the name. He kept going on. I says, I tell you what, I'm going to hang up. I will call the electric company and see if they verify. And I hung up. Well, sure enough, when I called the electric company, she says, oh, no, that wasn't us. We don't make calls like that. We don't even call you about your bill. We do everything through the mail. She says that was a definite scam. So she'll tell them everything they need to know to take advantage of her. So when I go grocery shopping or I go out the house, first thing I do is I take the phone off the hook. Because, you know, they don't call up and say, oh, I'm your electric company. They actually give the name. Oh, this is up like Sunlink calling, and we're calling you about this and this, and my name is this and this, and we're calling you about this and this. They don't just call up and say, oh, we're your electric company. So there'd have been no way of me getting hold of her till the phone ran out of juice, because she's got 3 phones. If you take one off the hook, the line's just busy. But if it runs out, then the phone, of course, is going to ring. Not that she could have bailed me out, but then she wouldn't have. Anyways. And she's known. And I says, Mom, I ain't got to ever step out of this house. They got services that makes it real easy. And they do. I mean, there's Instacart, Grubhub, all those things. You could order your groceries and everything you need without stepping out of the house. Of course, if I want cigarettes, I'm going to have to walk all the way to the gas station. I've done it before. It's about 6 miles. But anyways, after I got it assessed, I was inspecting the tags. See, I normally leave the house at 6 a.m., do all my grocery shop, because you don't run into the police that much. But the thing is, apparently I've been driving that car for a year with cops behind me, cops in front of me, cops pulled over looking, and have never been pulled over. Well, that cop knows I ain't got a driver's license. I'm sure he's going to tell the people, other cops, So I'm thinking of going down to DMV. I'll have to save the money to actually take a taxi. They got a service up here. Uh, damn, they'd charge me $100 to take me to DMV. So that's probably what I'm going to have to do. And try my birth certificate again. And it's weird, because when I go to the site to get my birth certificate, 2 IDs. Driver's license, state license, or passport. Well, I can't get a passport because you got to have a... I don't have a passport because you got to have a birth certificate to get a damn passport. So, that is the story on how I almost went to jail. They could have took me to jail. They could and towed the car. It would have been disastrous because my mother would have been here alone. And the last thing I want to do is call my brother. And she'd be sitting up here wondering where I am. Not that she really cares, but she knows I need her. We have a real relationship. I remember I was 12 when we were in the kitchen, and I looked at her and I said, we really don't like each other, but we put on a show for everybody to think that we do. And she goes, yeah, I know, and starts laughing. I was made the mistake of was born female. Which surprised me that I actually came up here to take care of her, because I always swore that I wouldn't. I always swore when she called and needed me, I was going to just turn her down. But isn't it usually the thing? The least favorite kid, the one you don't give a crap about, is the one to take care of you. Where your favorite kid, all he wants to do is take advantage of you. Anyways, that is all for today. Happy diamond painting. I'll catch you later.